Hello.
Hey Islam, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So, do you have our studio installed?
Yes, and I got the packages you asked me to download. So
Yeah, just open it and we'll start from the beginning, I guess.
okay.
So I'll close mine as well. So when you open like our studio, uh, so our studio is basically a software interface on R itself. So you can kind of think about it as a hybrid thing.
Yeah.
When you open it up, you'll see like your previous files here. This is your where you put your commands in. This is your kind of directory where whatever you create kind of gets saved over here. And this is your browser. So first thing you need to do is just click here, the small thing, and just browse to the folder where you want to work at. So I'm going to go to whatever, and I have, for example, this project done in the past. And then I'm going to do this and set as working directory. So let me email you some of these files so you can open them as well. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
So this is the file we're going to use. And I think that's the only thing you really need. Yeah.
Okay.
So just so save this file, and then wherever you save the file, make it as your working directory.
Okay.
And then the packages, let's see which packages we would need. So whenever you're working in R and you need to load a data, if you have the appropriate package installed, like you can open it directly. And it can be any file. So this is a CVS file. You can even open an SPSS file, but you just have to have the right package for it. So because I have a
Uh,
package installed, so I'm just going to click this, and then here I'm going to say import database. And you can see that the package which is being used comes up here. So the package name is reader, READR.
okay.
So just install this package, and whenever you install a package, afterwards you need to use the command library. Library means to open up the software package that you need to run for the day. So that's what the library command is. So when I click import, you can clearly see that the code has been automatically typed in, which is library reader, which is mean please bring up this code that was previously installed. And then automatically it says book one. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong way, but it says um, book reader. This is the command, and rename it as book one. So if you go here, you can see book one is the data set I just import.
I see.
So you can type it like yourself, read CSV, then the name of the file, which is book one dot CSV. And if you want to name it something else, let's say I want to name it as data. I'm going to put an arrow over here and then write data.
Okay.
So got an error here. Let's see what's the error. The problem is I have put an extra dot. So
Mm-hmm.
with any commanding language, if you put an extra anything, it's not going to work. But now it's worked. So
Oh,
now I've renamed the book one into data one. So now I
okay.
have two objects in my environment. One is book one is data one. They're the same thing, but I just wanted to show you And this would work for everything. You create a plot, you can put it in your environment by just naming it and so on.
Okay.
So this is a basic how you open up. Then you can convert and do different things. So the first thing I want to talk about here would be how to create a forest plot. And then we'll talk about propensity matching next. Let me send you the propensity matching data. So that would be our watchman device data. So, desktop.
Yeah, you can literally fix anything. Just keep it back to the time. That's what I'm saying. They don't have to more. Read stuff, and they'll just go away. Patience, like the whole like magic patience. That's why cardiology is in my opinion. I like cardiology. I like the managed patient. Yeah, you know, like when you try to manage your own patient, kind of like we own every aspect of our patient.
Okay, there it is. It's 20. I think I should just zip it. So download this data file as well, and in the meantime, we can work on the how to create a forest plot. So
Okay. I'll just download this one. 1 second.
Dr. Zip doing this thing, I was saying, most of the time, here, TB positive at the bar, 81% of get that, get accepted. But with the when we see here, at the bar,
when you loaded this file, like I did, like book one, data one, just let me know.
Okay. How did you open? I'm sorry, book one again? Did you?
So first, were you able to create a folder and then place that file here?
Yeah.
Like this. Okay. Then just right click it and just click it and say import database. But for this to happen, you need to have a package called reader. And to install any package, you just write install packages and then you write reader.
Okay.
In it. So that would install that package. And once you do that, you can import it like with a click.
Okay.
If you have Haven package, that would work as well if you have installed that. But just right click it and click open. It should get open.
Okay. 1 second. I think I have Haven and I have Reader as well.
Okay, should open up now. And make sure you make it as your working directory.
So you go to files and go to the folder you have all this in and make it as working directory.
Yes.
Is that?
This is you click more. You make it set as working directory.
Okay, and then you do a new folder, right?
No, that's it. So wherever you have put your book one file, that's what should be your working directory.
Okay.
Actually, there's a reason not to capture them. And they're not great. Not a CT that we can other functions best go on. CT should model these on we're done. I feel like intervention always have a role in ACS. So I think definitely ACS will work out. That's what call is when call is ACS. Or like very guys, yeah, so something crazy, right? They'll always have a role for you to do something. Just comes down to more elective stuff are going to be more into the other stuff, which is fine.
The issue, I don't see book one after I did like a setup as a working directory. I don't see book one.
Yeah, that's the problem. What I'm saying, where have you saved your book one?
I saved it in a folder and it's in the correct.
So just browse that folder like this. So put it on your. Do you have a Windows or a Mac?
Yeah, Windows. Yeah.
Okay, so put it on your desktop. Then go to desktop and make the desktop as your working directory.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just do that.
That's kind of where we're coming.
Okay, so now that you have the file, we're going to create, what we're going to do is to simply um, create a forest plot. So first thing I'm going to do is to just bring the ggplot. So a lot of, I've shared with you a folder about ggplot. There's a good book like Hitchhiking ggplot. Read that, you'll get some understanding how these formulas work. Once you can understand a single formula, you will start getting how you can change the formulas and do multiple formulas. Um, Even if you're not like a coding guy, you can still use R, because R has new things and most of the softwares are not up to date with R. And with R, you can replicate anything else. Um, so whatever you are kind of putting in code, it's put over here. This is your coding area, and this is your typing, like running that command would be run over here. So you can save this, and you should always save the file. I used to just directly write in the code and then just go to and save the history file. That's what I do, but it's better if you just write your code over here and then run it. Anyway, so I'm just going to do the other way, like just putting it. So the file name would be data. In your case, it was book one, so let's do book one instead. So book one variable. So what I'm doing here is I'm asking the R to reorder the variables as they are in the file. Do not kind of change the variable order. That's what I'm trying to say. Just says book one variable. So I want this file. I want the factors, which are the subgroup of factors in variable whose level should be the same as they're in the file. So you're going to copy paste this code. I'm going to send you this code basically. So that's what, but it's going to keep your files arranged in the same way as they were before.
Okay.
So now the folder is pretty much the same. The next step, I would think we would need to get the ggplot back. So we're going to write ggplot2. Most of your plots are going to be created by this ggplot. So now I'm posted another file. So it's ggplot. So let me email you this as well. You can then copy paste it.
Okay.
Did you do nitrogen for that guy? So Abdullah and Vernon come back in a couple hours, or?
So ggplot is just the code. Data is the object or the file that we are looking. So I have a data. I would say you should also just name the book one into data. I think you already know how to do that. So just write,
Yeah.
just do like here, what I've done. Just write
Mhm.
data, backspace, arrow, book one. So that would mean that book one will be renamed into data. So data is the file. Aesthetic means I want to tell them about the x-axis. My x-axis, I want to put the variable. So the ggplot is upside down. It's a flip plot. But the x-axis is going to be variable, which is, if you look at book one, you can see these are the variables.
I see.
The data is, then the OR is your odds ratio. Then
Mhm.
the on y-axis, the maximum and the minimum things are your uh, odds ratio. So the lower odd ratio and the maximum odd ratio. That is your CI low and CI max. Then I'm asking them that the points I want them to be blue, you can say red, purple, you can change the color here by just typing. Shapes, there are different shapes. Each shape have a specific number. There's a cheat sheet that I send you on that folder. 15 gives you kind of square, so I've selected 15. The y-intercept is the odds ratio dotted line, and so the dotted line code is 2. Y-intercept means intercept at 1 odds ratio. Then coordination flip is basically I want to flip the folder so that the x-axis seems on y-axis. So it's asking me that you should change this because we don't like you using the code data before everything. So let's change that. I think it's a new update. That's why it's saying this.
Mm-hmm.
CI low, not fine. Let's do it again. This can happen to you. That's why I usually write this. But I guess sometimes it just doesn't run. This doesn't happen often. Sometimes you have to retype it. Copy paste doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I'm just retyping the same stuff. So I'm going to select CMX. I think everything
Mm-hmm.
should be okay now. So we have a plot created. So originally this was your x-axis, but it seems to be on a y-axis because we did a chord flip
Mm-hmm.
that kind of flipped the graph and made the x and y-axis kind of opposite. So that's what this chord flipping. If you remove this, it's going to be the other way around.
I
Then
see.
X label is your X labels that we're not going to use. We're going to leave it empty. Y label, we're going to write down the label here, which is R ratio 95. It kind of pops up over here.
Mm-hmm.
Theme, there are different kind of themes you can use. Theme BW means black and white theme. On the cheat sheet, you can change them into different type of themes. Then a label, so it's the title label here. I put it in. Tag is this thing, like you can see figure 4. That's your tag. Caption is your below, like the small thing, that's your caption.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's pretty much it. So that's your forest plot. There are different kind of plots. This is the most simplest one. They are a bit more complicated plots, but you can basically read anything and kind of get the plots accordingly. But
Okay.
so this is a simple one. This should be very easy to replicate. I've sent you in my data file. There's some other things like how to create a bar graph and how to create a line graph. Those are also very simple to replicate. Anything
Okay.
on ggplot is like, this is for beginners. So ggplot is very simple to replicate. You just need to carefully look at the code, and then once you have the code, you can always save it and then just repeat the code again and again.
I see.
Once you start doing that, you'll get used to and understanding how these codes work.
Okay.
Let me see. So this is a book would be helpful. So you can make different plots. Pretty much,
Yeah.
it gives you an example how to make different plots.
Okay.
And then, like this can be pretty much daunting. You can just start doing one page at a time. You're doing masters, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you might have a course of R in masters. So
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I think it's one of the available ones, so
yeah. So
it
this
might
book
be
will be,
useful
yeah,
to
this
take
book will
it.
be pretty useful.
Yeah, I think you shared this one with me, so I have it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's your forest plot. Now we're going to come to the difficult thing. So
Yeah.
I've tried to make it simple, so hopefully it's not going to be that difficult. Now just paste your Watchmen 2015-2019 data in the same place.
Okay.
So it can come up in your working directory. I am going to change my working directory where I have that file or folder. So
Yeah, I got that, and I was able to import it. So yeah.
good. So now you can just do open import database. Now, even though so now you can see here is the actual code. You can see library watchman read.sf. So it's reading basically a
Yeah,
SPSS file, which is SAV file.
I see. Okay.
So
Oh, okay.
that's
This was the issue because I tried to open the infective endocarditis one early, but I wasn't able to open it. But I guess this was the problem that because I didn't have the Haven or the reader package at this time.
correct. So basically, R for everything you need to use the appropriate package. R is like an open interface. You need to have the package for it to work.
I see.
So R will have a package for anything and everything. You just need to find that package. And you can just Google it, it's available. The other thing is R, you can just post anything on different website, social media website like Slack, and people will answer your questions.
Okay.
So you can learn also very quickly by doing that. So anyway, we'll import it. So now it's imported here. It's also now in your environment. If it's not in your environment, here you go. So it's in my environment now, Watchman 2015 to 2019.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share with you the code I wrote as well. This is the simplified version of the code, so it should be okay. So I'm going to email it to you and just copy paste it with yourself. Okay, so we're going to copy paste it now again, and I'm going to show you each of this, what it really means. So you can again create an R, you can do it in an R script file, like you can do like a file. Whenever you're writing an R script file, you start with dash dash R and then close it with dash dash, and this is your command. You will need to do this because when you're doing your course in masters, they will be asking you to send them this script file.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So this is how you write a script. You do dash dash R and then you do dash dash at the end, and this is your code will be.
Okay.
So, but anyway, I'm just going to directly paste it over here. So what I would need first would be get the appropriate packages record. So did you install Matchit and Cobalt?
Yes, I did matchit, Cobalt, and Haven,
Okay.
and
So just do
tidyverse.
library so they can come out. So library match. These are the two packages we'll need, Matchit and Cobalt.
Okay.
Just do library this and they should come up.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. Can you hear me? Hello?
Sorry for that. So anyway, so
Yeah, you were just cutting, but yeah, I got the matchit and Cobalt. Yeah.
good. Okay, now we're going to paste our code and I'm going to explain to you what the code means.
Okay.
So what this code means is you can see I'm doing the same thing. I'm creating an object called mout.1 from this code. That's what I was trying to teach you, that this is how we're going to do things.
Okay.
So this is your code, but I'm going to create an object called m.out1. So yeah, we won't upgrade it, but we'll create a new session once we run out. So
Yeah.
matchit is the code again, the beginning of the code.
Okay.
Same day is your variable that is going to be used for propensity matching. For example, if you want to match two groups that are with or without kidney disease, so kidney disease would be your code here. You're basically matching people who are discharged same day or not same day. So that's why we're doing same day one.
Oh, I see.
Whatever
Okay.
you're doing, let's say you want to do TAVR in kidney with or without end-stage renal disease, you create that variable. So this is the variable that we were putting up in that. This is the variable that we want to group into two groups.
Okay.
Then here you're going to just type in all the variables that you want to propensity match. That would be usually your table one. So I've just physically written age, female, bedside, hospital, teaching. You have to just put that and just separate them with a plus.
I see. Okay.
Once you've done that, you'll put a comma, okay? And then
Mm-hmm.
data is equal to your data set. So data is equal to, we have Watchman 2015, 2019 here.
Okay.
That will be it. Then method is the propensity score matches, which is nearest neighbor matching.
Mm-hmm.
Several way to do that. I'm going to send you their file, the package file, or you can just download matchit package file from Google and read about it. You will understand what this score means when you start reading from there as well.
Okay.
It's going to be generalized linear model. Discard mean, are we going to discard any cases? No. What would be the propensity? It's going to be largest neighboring match. Caliper is something you're going to change around.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, you're going to do 0.1, but sometime you can do 0.2. So 0.1 and 0.2 will be the calipers you'll be using. Ratio is that how many patients do you want? Do you want one matching with three patients or one with one? So if the data size is mostly equal, it will be very rare you're going to do one race to something else matching. Most of the time you're going to do one-to-one matching. If you look at my papers, I've done almost always one-to-one, except I think in 2 or 3 papers where I did 1-to-2 matching because I didn't have enough cases. If you don't have enough cases, you might end up doing 1-to-2 matching, but most of the time it's going to be one-to-one matching.
Okay.
Weights is basically using weights, like in SPSS there are weights, right?
Yeah.
So the weight in our folder is usually discharge weight, but sometimes combined weight. So when the
Okay.
data set is after 2012 only, then it's discharge weight. If it's before 2012, then it's going to be combined weight. So this is the code basically. Once you click this, you're going to have a propensity match run. So propensity match ran, it was completed, and the file created was mout1. So I want that file to be viewed. I'm just going to write mout1.
Mm-hmm.
So you do realize here that once somebody gives you a code, it's pretty simple. So
Yeah.
mout1, I run it, it's going to tell you this is a matchit object, meaning this package created it. The method was 1:1. Caliper was, as you know, number of observations were 27,000, but only 1,300 were matched. And
Okay.
these are the covariates that we matched. So then afterwards, you paste the other part of the code, which is the summary. So again, it's going to give you a summary of all the codes and everything. So you will need this data, these tables, because they'll ask you about these tables. What the tables here mean is that this is the treat mean, this is the control mean, this is the standardized mean difference. This is the thing that they'll be asking you, the standardized mean difference.
Mm-hmm.
So our goal is that everything should be within 0.1.
Yeah.
So you can see everything is almost within 0.1.
Yeah.
Plus is one side, negative the other side, but everything is within 0.1. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing that is not very good match is probably age. It's slightly above 0.1, but everything else is very nicely matched.
Yeah.
Um, so can. It's pretty much the same here.
Yeah.
And then this tells you about the sample size, 655. Because the reason why you can see that the data is so small is because so 582 we have control and 23,000 so no cases were discarded. 655 were the total matched cases, and then 655 were the other cases as well. So that's what we get here. Okay, so now how to create the graphs that you would need, and so these are the formulas for graph. One is the jitter plot, then you have the histogram plot, and then you have the love plot. So we will run those codes. So I run all the three codes, and these plots will be created in the plot section here. And then you just right click and save image. And you can go back and forth through this. Again, save images, just save all those images. Do this, save image, do this, save image. Look at all those images. Last step, because you're going to primarily be working in SPSS instead of R, you should just save this mout.1 file as an SPSS file so you can then work in SPSS. So for that, you just put the code write.cvs csv. So first I want to save this file as a CSV file. So write.csv. The object name is mdata1, and it's going to be written as psmatch.csv. So this will create a CSV file. Then I want to write it as propensity match as an SPSS file. So again, I'm going to write write.csv, mdat1 is the object, and I'm going to write as an SPSS file. I don't need this code, to be honest. I don't need to write it in CSV. I'm just going to write it in SPSS. And just you click enter. It says the mdata1 object not found. So the reason is because it's not mdata1, it's mout1. I'm not sure why I written that. So probably during the code writing, I was sleeping, I guess. Anyway, so we can just correct it. So that's another example. R is going to tell you what's wrong.
Yeah.
And that's how you're going to just learn by figuring out what's wrong. So there's still an error. Was I able to write it down? Yeah, I was able to write it down. I don't know why it says there was an error. But anyway, that's how it's going to work. Or we can simply just start writing the code. We can do the other way around. So that's basically it. So pretty straightforward, nothing complicated once you're so just practice it and see what happens.
Okay.
So I just did this because I just didn't wanted to edit the code, and it did work. It rewrote it again. So then you'll have this file propensity matched, and yeah, you can work on SPSS then.
Okay, then you take this SPSS file and just do like your further analysis on SPSS if
correct. Yep.
Okay, I see. So you just basically got the matched cases out of R and then going back to SPSS to get like all the outcomes and everything.
Yes, because we were having that problem, remember?
Yeah, it was horrible. I tried several times, but it didn't work.
So yeah, just these will be your images. There will be 4 or 5 images. Just save them. They will be needed and kind of give you an idea.
Yeah.